Nickelodeon is shutting down? Sounds kinda sus, right? The orange splat, the slime, SpongeBob's laugh, just gone forever? Well, something big is about to happen. On September 1st, 2025, the channel will disappear from TV screens, ending a run that's been part of countless childhoods for over a decade. And the reasons why? They reveal a much bigger story about the slow decline of kids' television as we know it. Let's dive in, but be warned, this one's going to stir up some nostalgia. The word came directly from Corus Entertainment, the company that's been running Nickelodeon Canada since day one. No leaks, no rumors, just one press release that felt like a gut punch for anyone who grew up with orange slime on their TV. In it, they confirmed that on September 1st, 2025, 5 networks will vanish: Nickelodeon Canada, Disney XD, Disney Junior, Lashane Disney, and ABC Spark. For Nickelodeon Canada, this marks the close of a chapter that began in 2009, when it replaced Discovery Kids with a whole new identity: bold colors, loud laughs, and shows that became playground talking points. This was where you'd watch Jacob Tutu after school, jump into the wild world of the Fairly Odd Parents, or go on an adventure with Dora the Explorer. When Paw Patrol rolled in, it didn't just capture kids, it became a pop culture export that reached far beyond Canadian borders. For a generation, this channel wasn't background noise. It was a shared language, the place where kids met the same characters at the same time every day. And now, that era has an end date. But as sudden as this sounds, the reasoning behind it has been building for years. Now, don't get the wrong idea, even if it's only Nickelodeon Canada shutting down, the network as a whole is not in a safe place either. This isn't a random move, it's the result of 4 powerful forces all closing in at once. First, the ad revenue freefall. Corus has seen TV advertising dollars plummet, down 15% just in the last quarter, and the forecast is even worse. Brands that once fought for a commercial slot between cartoons are now pouring their money into YouTube pre-rolls, TikTok campaigns, and influencer deals. Second, streaming dominance. Kids no longer plan their afternoons around a fixed schedule. They want their SpongeBob now, not at 5:30. Services like Paramount+, Disney+, and YouTube give them that power instantly, and the old model of appointment viewing has been left in the dust. Third, the financial squeeze. Corus is carrying over $1 billion in debt. They've been cutting jobs, dropping licenses, and tightening operations. Removing 5 kids' channels is part of a wider survival strategy. And finally, portfolio reshuffling. When they crunched the numbers, Nickelodeon Canada wasn't essential. Its biggest hits could slide over to YTV or Treehouse with little audience loss. But even if the shows survive, the identity doesn't, and that's the real shift. SpongeBob, Dora, and the rest of Nickelodeon's roster aren't disappearing completely. Corus has confirmed that the shows will continue to air on YTV, Treehouse TV, and through the streaming service Stack TV. That means the classics and fan favorites will still be accessible, but the way viewers experience them is shifting. No longer will there be a single dedicated Nick channel where you can flip through the lineup at any hour. Families without streaming subscriptions may feel the pinch, as the ease of having all Nickelodeon content in one place is gone. Even when shows survive the move, the communal experience of scheduled programming, kids watching the same episodes at the same time, sharing jokes and references in real life, is fading. The channel itself carried more than content. It carried a routine that's harder to replicate when everything is scattered across platforms. And while some shows will find new homes, the way we connect with kids' television is changing faster than ever. Nickelodeon Canada's shutdown is part of a much wider trend. Linear kids channels are vanishing across the globe, struggling to compete with streaming platforms. Take Disney XD Canada for example. It's closing alongside Nick, leaving only 2 Disney XD channels worldwide, one in the US and one in Poland. The reason is clear. Kids today don't wait. Kids aren't sitting in front of the TV like they used to. They're scrolling, tapping, and streaming on phones and tablets, watching what they want, when they want. Niche channels can't keep up with the instant access, endless variety, and binge-friendly libraries of platforms. And advertisers are following the audience online, accelerating the decline of traditional TV. The closures highlight a profound shift in how children consume media, and this shift isn't just affecting kids' channels, it's reshaping the entire landscape of television, forcing networks and creators to rethink the way content is delivered and monetized. The ripple effect of these changes is only beginning. The announcement sparked an immediate wave of emotion online. On X, one user posted, "Nickelodeon TV was a favorite childhood memory of mine. I am sad to see they have shut down in Canada this year." While another lamented, "They are taking Nickelodeon from Canada." These posts capture the weight of losing something that shaped a generation. For many adults, Nickelodeon Canada was more than a TV channel. It was flipping the dial after school, jamming to the tunes of Victorious, mastering elements with Aang and Avatar, The Last Airbender, laughing at Carly's web show antics in iCarly, or solving mysteries with the gang in the Thundermans. It was the shared excitement of slime events and the conversations with friends about favorite episodes or characters. The closure freezes those memories in time. For future viewers, Nickelodeon may exist primarily as a streaming brand, experienced on demand rather than as a communal event. Kids won't stumble upon an unexpected episode or gather around the living room eagerly waiting to watch their favorite show. It also changes how the shows are remembered. For a generation that grew up with routine and surprise, the disappearance of a dedicated channel alters the texture of childhood nostalgia. Corus is focusing on a streamlined lineup. YTV, Treehouse, Cartoon Network, Boomerang, and the Disney Channel will continue, supported by streaming services like Stack TV and Teletoon Plus. The goal is clear: fewer linear channels, more emphasis on digital accessibility. But this approach raises questions about the future of children's TV in Canada. As more content moves online, will cable lose its youngest audience entirely? The predictability of scheduled programming, once a cornerstone of daily viewing habits, could disappear forever. Canadian content faces its own challenges. When global brands dominate digital spaces, homegrown productions may struggle for visibility. Corus aims to preserve audience engagement, but the shift has already begun. How this generation adapts will determine whether traditional habits vanish completely or coexist with streaming in new ways. And this evolution may redefine not only what children watch, but their childhood as well. So, on September 1st, Nickelodeon Canada will air its final moments. No more orange logo, no more "Up Next SpongeBob." Just a last fade to black. The shows will live on elsewhere, but the channel that shaped a generation of Canadians will be gone. What's your favorite Nickelodeon memory? Drop it in the comments, and for more hidden stories from TV history, hit subscribe.